the Trump train?
No.
The sewage truck? Somebody took a sewage truck and wrote Trump train on it and drove it around. Yeah.
Hey, there's a seal of the city.
From Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host...
It's City Councilman Kaz Kwiatkowski, and what do you got, stage fright or what?
I'm DJ.
You're DJ.
Yes. I'm here.
You are here, that's for sure.
on.
We need to do an intro that... Got to change that music. What do you think?
It was an intro. Well, you were going to change it to...
Something good.
Yeah. Something a little more modern.
Yeah, we can take requests, you know.
We should just take requests, do a radio show, put a couple of turntables up here. You could bring the polka.
Hey, we got an audience today?
We got an audience today. We have our viewer from Ohio. He represents the entire state of Ohio.
Well, it's not much of a peanut gallery, but you don't remember that. You were too young, but he's from Ohio?
Yeah. O-H-O...
No, O-H-I-O.
Where's the I? I don't know. I'm not good
We'll sing Hang On Sloopy for him. Go ahead, caller. Whoa. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, see, they're redoing this isn't Erie, but they're redoing the road Iroquois Avenue. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No, I know it's probably on the list, but what street was that again?
Iroquois?
Iroquois, like I said, it's not Erie.
Oh, yeah, that's Lawrence Park, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Kaz, I don't know, I hope this isn't their final coat, because it is dug up like about 10 different times where they got squares cut out, with just asphalt put over. You know what I'm talking about, like the rocky fault. So I hope this isn't final coat, because, you know, they keep, you've had callers talk about this before, when they redo a road and then they go back and cut it out.
Yeah, and you know, they're supposed to, well, they do, as far as I've been told, they do warn everybody, and they kind of tell them to get in there, and of course they always counter with, well, it just came up. Boy, it seems like a lot of just came up's always come up.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you, like, it seems like right after they pave it, they got a problem. And they should be in there and inspecting it while before they pave it.
Yep. This is Meyer Brothers Construction who's doing this out there. Like I said, at least a dozen cutouts.
Yeah, I don't know if the utilities are warned. There's what they call Pennsylvania One Call. So it's not like they haven't been warned, you know.
But I mean, it's possible this isn't their final coat, though.
No, but it's still, you know, when you dig it up that many times, all the seams aren't good.
Oh, I know. You want one perfect flat, you know, pave.
Yeah, it's one thing when you have a legitimate accident, you know, like during winter, you know, you got a breakage and there's nothing you can do about that, but...
Yeah.
Well, Kaz, no, this is like, there's like a dozen cutouts. Like I said, I just hope this isn't the final coat and they're going to repave over it, but I'm not sure about that because they already got the white lines on there. And
yeah, I still wouldn't be real happy about a lot of seams in it, though, even underneath, you know.
I know what to call it.
It just concerns me. It's, you know, it's more of a state issue. That's a state highway.
I have a name for it. It's called job security.
So.
Yeah, DJ calls it job security.
It's job security because they know they're going to get called to come back and fix it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Hey, anything on, did you look into the graffiti task force? Anything new?
I've been inquiring in it, and I don't think it's still in, I've talked to a few people that were on it before, and it doesn't seem to be active.
There was a judge who was heading it up.
That was Judge Carney.
Carney, okay.
But they ruled he couldn't be on it because he would be, in effect, arraigning the kids. If they came. Like I said, I got to meet with Jessica, and I'll ask Jessica. She's she was a former councilman, Rand Kunzel.
Yes.
And I'll ask her, but I asked a few people that have been on in the past, and it didn't seem like they knew much about it. So I'm thinking it's probably not as active, or it's probably inactive. But I'll talk to her and see if there's any movement on it. Okay?
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, you know what they've really been vandalizing is utility boxes on the corners.
Really?
Yeah, like the silver boxes, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing where you see, I mean, I've seen them defaced even out in suburbia. So, I mean, they're not just playing games in the city, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's sad. Kaz, this town has enough trash problems and uncut grass problems, and we don't really need this graffiti either. I mean,
No, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, you got graffiti, you got grass, you got people leaving on TV sets for months on end.
Yep.
Nobody really cares anymore. And then I heard him make a comment while, the people are poor. I said, we've always had poverty. We had poverty back in when the older immigrants were here on West 16th Street and all that area and the east side. They still managed to keep their properties clean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've always had people that were poor, but like now, nobody really gives a, Hey, you read some of the comments on the various blog sites and stuff, and, everybody's kind of ticked off of, but, nobody cares. You go out on the highway. I was coming over Route 8 yesterday, when you head out to the old field house site.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody had the remnants of an end table laying underneath the bridge, and then when I came back, which was only about 2.5 hours later, there was all kinds of, I don't know what it was, diapers or garbage on the other side of the bridge, and I'm going, wow, I said,
Yeah.
It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery stores, and people, this is the best one, they buy oil, so they're nice, and they put the oil can back up on the light post, or they change their diapers and put them real nice and stacked up there.
Yeah.
I'm going, what's happened?
Yeah. And hey, Kaz, and this reminds you said oil. This reminds me of something. You go to any bad part of town, like a Walmart, look in their parking lot. You see oil stains everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know why? Everybody's driving a junker.
Yep.
I'm saying that their cars aren't. Their cars are in such disrepair. Bad part of town, and there's just oil everywhere. And you can imagine when it rains at a Walmart parking lot, they're probably getting oil sheens all over the place going into the sewers.
Yeah, and then you step in and we come out if you're not careful.
You know what I'm talking? I mean, there's you name it. There's oil coolant. I mean, the Walmart on Elm Street is just filthy. Just filthy with oil everywhere in their parking lot. It's just sad. It's just sad. And hey, I mean, we got no jobs here. Everybody's got to drive a junker, Kaz.
Yep.
You can't blame the people. They got to get around. They can't afford a new car. Everybody's just fixing what they got. It's sad. I'll let you guys go.
Okay, hey, thanks for calling.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Yeah, the trash that gets to you after a while.
Yeah, I just don't
See
understand.
McDonald bags everywhere.
Happens over at Cat all the time. Like, I will just get done with spring cleaning, and then the next day there'll be cups sitting back on the back dock and garbage bags and wrappers, and I'm just like, oh, come on, people. I don't know what you're going to do. How do you make people care?
You can't. Public restrooms are going to be a joke, though.
Yeah.
That's the ones that, oh man, I tell you.
So on a bright note, we just got through Celebrate Erie, and I'd have to say it went pretty well.
That's right, you were there for
I was there for 4 days. We did an extra day Thursday night. Here Come the Mummies. That was actually pretty entertaining. Of course, if you listen to the lyrics of some of the music, it was maybe not so tasteful of if you listen to the songs, but they were entertaining.
It was a little cutting edge.
Little cutting edge, not exactly family lyrics, but they were entertaining, and if you don't pay attention to the song, they were visually stimulating. But it was good. It was a really good weekend. We had a great weekend, and we showed all the main acts, and it was great. Cool.
So who'd you like the best?
Who did I like the best?
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I liked them all about the same.
Really?
Yeah, everybody has their own style and energy, and everybody did really well. Yeah, it was a good weekend. Happy to be there.
You did a good job then.
Yeah, we did good. We had big screens behind us so we could show the acts when it got dark, and It was pretty good. I mean, none of them were Tanya Tucker, of course, but, you know, I have to get over that. Tanya Tucker was my favorite of all time. Of all time, not just this year. She was last year, and I miss her so. She had so much energy.
She's still around, or what?
Yeah.
But she doesn't...
She still performs. I mean, she was
You're
playing.
not going to get her here, though.
We had Tanya. We had Tanya Tucker last year.
So I thought the way you were talking, we never had her.
No. We had her here last year. That's why she's my favorite that we've ever done. She was all sparkly. She was like shiny. I can't even explain it. It was amazing. But yeah.
There was a time when you could get, I can remember in the first concerts at the Civic Center, they used to always bring in top-notch country groups.
Yeah.
It's even getting hard for that now, though.
Yeah, well, the ones we had, I can't even remember his name now. What's his name? The last guy. Yeah, I thought it was a 50s. He has a 50s name. It sounds like one of the oldies.
You talking about rock or?
Oh, Randy Ballard.
Bachman?
Ballard.
Oh, Ballard, the country guy.
Frankie Ballard. I thought Frankie. Is Frankie Ballard not the name of an old performer from like the 50s? Was there not a Frankie Ballard?
I never followed country music.
No, well, I mean like rock. It was
I don't remember a Ballard, no.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy, I thought it was supposedly the old Frankie Ballard, but this was actually a country guy. He was okay. He had a lot of energy. It was weird though because like after we got rained out last night, and so for like the last part of the show, he wandered around in the crowd taking selfies. Play? Yeah, I mean once they started playing again, he wandered around in the crowd and was taking pictures with people. So that was kind of neat. But I'm thinking of Frankie Valli. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a little different.
That is a lot different.
Yes.
But that's who I thought it was. I was like, wow, I can't believe we got them.
So they couldn't play when it was raining? Huh?
No, we got rained out for about an hour.
I was watching a guy in the Olympics play with his keyboard in the rain. I wonder how that was happening.
I have no idea.
Unless that's a throwaway unit.
Could be. No, but we got about a half an hour into it. We got rained out, and then we had to wait for about an hour. We just kind of stood back, and people came back. We got about half the crowd back after the rain stopped, but it was good. A lot of energy.
Outdoor concerts are always
yeah, tricky. Nobody wants to get electrocuted. What's wrong with these people? Who doesn't want to take a chance? Grab that mic. Step out in the rain. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. I was watching the closing ceremonies, and there's a guy playing the keyboard in the rain.
Yeah.
Going,
How do you do that? Is it 100% plastic? I don't know.
Yeah, but you would think, how...
Anyway, it was a good weekend. I just wanted to let everybody know that anybody who wasn't there, they missed a good weekend. We're going to be replaying it in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to get everything together and be re-airing things.
You have to get permission from the big artists too, or not? No.
Sometimes, if we are told not to record, then we don't. And nobody had any problems this year that I'm aware of. So we're good. That's all I got right now. I mean, I got some notes from before.
What do you got there? Go ahead.
Stuff we've already talked about. Garbage pickup. We were going to go for a drive around the city. Can't even read my own writing.
Well, I got an interesting ride for you to take.
Okay, what do you got?
We're going to do, we have this gentleman that always comes to council, and he and I went for a ride one day, and it was eye-opening. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go again with some select other people, and maybe if we got room, you can come along for the ride.
Video.
Oh, you're going to be sick.
Where'd you go? Or can you not say?
Oh, no, just so like you go over the parade, take a ride over East 17th, heading east. It goes downhill quick.
Yeah.
We got one place looks like the bombing of Beirut.
Wow.
You got cars all lined up, windshields knocked out, parking on the sidewalk. What a mess.
There's actually an auto dealer over there called Beirut Auto or something over on like 26th Street.
Though.
It's not him, no, okay.
I mean, it looks like some of the things you see on TV where they leveled the city and you got all this
Well, that's not
Cars
good.
are like
Yeah.
sitting there, the windows are popped out.
So this is a big part of the blight issue that
It's definitely blight. And I always get sick when I hear people say, well, you shouldn't live. Wait a minute. You don't know when those people moved into that place.
Yeah.
They may not be able to move out. Some of them are really old people that, that's their house. You're not going to get them out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they shouldn't.
I don't see why we can't just stop and talk to them and be like, hey, do you need help getting rid of this? And then we just have somebody go in and take it out.
Well, these are people that do it these are businesses that get away with it.
Oh, the businesses.
Yeah, they need to be cracked down on a little bit.
I think so. But
Blight's not going to go away,
part of the problem is that you're kind of like a toothless tiger. That you can't do anything because there's so many rules in your way. Is there a way to get past some of that and avoid all
That's
of
why we need to look deep, look what other cities are doing.
Yeah.
And blight comes in many forms. It's visual blight,
Yeah.
sound blight.
Right.
Blight is blight. Whatever ticks people off and causes them to want
Yeah.
to leave is blight. In a way of speaking. It doesn't matter. You may like somebody blaring their speakers at 3 a.m. Other people don't.
Oh yes, I really love that.
Or like some of the lawns we complained about finally got cut.
Yeah. That's good.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, how you doing?
Good.
Last Thursday, about West 26th in Charlotte, there was another street cleaner, and he wasn't using water.
Yeah, I just got a call from a lady at East 25th.
Yeah.
And she complained about the same thing.
Right, and the number on the truck was 903.
903?
Right. And it happened, I think it was about last Thursday, about between 11 a.m. and noon.
Let me mark that down. 11 to noon.
He's coming up Charlotte Street, but he didn't have any water.
Yeah, I just want him to tell me if the water don't work, I won't bug him anymore,
Right. Just thought we'd let you know.
Yeah, thanks, because I had a woman call me at home, and she said she lives on, like, East 25th. And when do they come? The day before, the day after your garbage, do you know?
It was on a Thursday, so we get picked up on Sunday, so it's about 3 days later.
So it doesn't. Some of them have a bearing on like the day before, the day after. So.
Right. This happened to have been on a Thursday, so about 3 days later after. But anyway, he wasn't using any water, and the number was 903.
Yeah, I'm just curious why. If they don't want to do it, that's fine. But
Right.
I don't know why we're buying these ones with water then.
Well, just thought we'd let you know.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I know. Last couple of weeks on my street, every time I've seen ours, it's working. The water's on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You get water.
I get water. Yeah. I saw it. Truck number 600. Water worked fine.
Now that's the one I got to complain on.
Really?
Yeah.
Truck number 600 is the one that goes down my street, and the water was working.
Do you live
fine.
on the east side?
I live on the east side.
Where about?
East. I'll tell you.
Mark it down. Mark it down here.
I'll tell you.
And I'll tell you, is it near like?
Right in the corner of that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a little lower than it, but.
Yeah. But it was working fine. I looked out and I was like, oh, water's coming down. Everything's good. And I even caught the truck number, so.
Yeah, it's just not. That's the one I got to complain on. So I don't know if
That's weird.
if they load one load of water up and then they run dry, or
That's a possibility. Could have a clog.
I don't know. But when I was a kid, they loved the trucks because they would hook up to the fire hydrant,
Yeah.
and the guy would put it on a little loose, like, and all the kids would get yeah, they loved it.
Heck, I'd love that now. It's been pretty hot. I'd probably run out there now in it.
Yeah, it used to keep the kids quiet though. It wasn't a bad deal,
Yeah.
Somebody yell, "Here comes the truck!"
Better than the ice cream truck.
Yeah, on a hot day, it was great,
Do they even have ice cream trucks anymore? I don't think I've seen one in a long
in the city, I can't tell you for sure. I haven't seen one. I know in my neighborhood, no.
Yeah.
We used to have one when my kids were growing up, but I have seen the ice cream truck in other areas like the suburbs.
Yeah.
I have not seen them, like a lot of them, and there may be somebody in the city, but I haven't seen them too much.
There should be. I mean, we're getting more food trucks like that the Q abides, that big orange truck that does like meat and stuff.
Yeah.
There's that one. I think there might be a taco one. I'm not 100% sure, but
And most of them are down to park or?
yeah, they're usually around the park, or you can actually, I think you can kind of have them come to a location too if you want.
They used to come to like construction sites.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ice cream trucks used to be a big deal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they were like the original food vendors, so you'd think we'd still have somebody doing ice cream.
The last time I seen one was in down in Virginia. But the last one in Erie was somewhere around the suburbs. I was kind of shocked, like.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they just don't want to come to the inner city or.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of social issues within the city that cause people not to want to come.
But they used to always, I remember years ago when they had the, you don't have it anymore, but you had like the industrial softball leagues.
Yeah.
They would hang out over there and all the kids would, you know, they'd meet at some park and the guy'd sit there and.
Right.
Yeah, I was down in Allentown. That was funny. I was at a city park in Allentown, PA. A truck pulled up. I think they wiped out his food. Literally, I mean,
Yeah.
that guy just sat there. And
That's cool.
he made a killing.
Good
I mean,
business, yeah. So that could happen here.
he was working both sides of the window. I mean, they were going like mad. I mean,
Wow.
but yeah, you know, it's one of the things that is lost.
Yeah.
Just like corner stores, we don't have them hardly at all. What can you do though?
I don't know. We got to bring some more businesses back. How can we bring business back?
Well, I heard some good news. I remember somebody asked, I think somebody asked on the show about what was happening in these houses they had tore down on Peach Street or somebody's house
Okay.
next to like Perkins. From what I heard, there's going to be an auto parts store going in. But that's a business.
It's a business, yeah. Better
Getting
than a bar.
getting restaurants has been getting kind of tough.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know the answer, you know, but the big chains seem to have shied away from here.
No, nobody wants to come into the city proper. Everything I see new is in Mill Creek. And there's got to be a way to attract some more.
I mean, the businesses
Attention
are,
here.
you take the businesses up on the Upper East Side that are, you know, you got Jade Garden, you got Pizza Hut, Valerio's, Delish, a new guy.
Yeah.
He's got a little delicatessen, nice place.
Yeah.
You got Breakfast Place. They all seem to be doing good. But trying to get business to believe in the city is another issue.
Yeah, definitely.
But it would be nice if we call back, because that number blanked out there.
We are live.
But yeah, it was strange how it's just hard to get them to come here. Yet, if we don't, you know.
Yeah, so how do we do it? What are we doing wrong?
Well, one thing is I don't think we don't do a good job. Hold that thought and I'll get back to you. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, your sweepers, your street sweepers.
Yeah, I got two complaints and
Oh, I saw one, but these guys are too lazy to stop at the hydrants and fill up.
it must be because DJ's give me one number and I got a complaint on that guy and DJ says, well,
I
no,
saw a yellow one. I forget the number, but there was a white one, a brand new white one. And they just go along and they look at you like, so what? You know, maybe the slag and the sprayers are stuck, and maybe they got to run some air through those lines so the water will run out.
well, here's the weird one. DJ saw the same number that I got a complaint on, and he said he was using his water.
I saw one, and it's trickling out a little bit, like there may be slag in there,
Yeah.
not being used.
It's a good possibility. It just maybe needs some maintenance.
You know, I remember the old days when they had the big nozzles.
And well, you remember when you know they were always around.
Oh yeah, I learned the lesson the hard way.
My God, the kids would stand on the curb waiting for him. Remember?
That was the last time I ever did that.
You got wet, huh?
I got wet and everything else with it.
Yeah, but it was funny though, right?
Yeah, very funny. It's just like I used to stand under the bypass down Lower State Street when the trains came through. Do you remember the old coal trains, the coal-fired ones?
Yeah.
I did that once, too, when I was young.
What happened?
I got all the ash on top of me when the train went by. I learned the hard way there, too.
Yeah, but then right after that, you run over to the street sweeper and you'll be all clean.
I ran over the west slip and jumped in. And I learned another thing when I was young.
What's that?
You don't put your tongue on a frozen pole.
Now, is that a true thing or what?
Yeah,
Did you really
it
try
happens.
that?
Believe me, it
Oh
happens.
my goodness!
We did
You did?
everything on the Lower East Side.
Well, we had a kid on Huron Street tried it.
Oh, yeah?
I don't remember, and I think that when a bell rang, so I never looked back to see if he was still hanging there. But
He's
I
still
remember
there to
one
this
kid,
day.
he was hung up, we had to go get water and pour it on his tongue.
Oh wow!
Like, you know, like a lukewarm water.
yep.
Get his tongue off the pole. But I was going to try and get down there today, but I had a few things to do. But I've been watching and listening to the news, and the city is full of all kinds of things going on. You got people who won't cooperate with the police. But you know what? That gentleman they have in jail for causing not to be having an arrest or whatever, with his video camera. What right does it give the police to go in there? To go in, even with the warrant, that's private. I mean, he might have had something up, but aren't they violating his civil rights?
I don't know. I mean, I think
It's a gray area. It's just like me if I had a camera off of my garage in the back, and something happens across the way, and because I've got a camera out, they're coming over and they're assuming that my camera covers that much.
Well, I think what they first thing to do is they ask if they can look at your tape,
Well,
and if you don't cooperate, then if they think,
that's the part that bothers me.
what's that?
How did they approach the person?
I couldn't tell you, but I think they're getting frustrated because every time every time people complain, and I heard I can't remember if it was Bishop Brock or somebody said, you got to help the police.
It's true.
I mean, and if they see you got a camera up there, it probably was pretty obvious.
But then again, how did they approach the person with the camera? You don't go and approach a bee's nest with vinegar.
No, I would have hoped that they would have first asked if they could see the tape, and then if he resisted, then they probably would have said, they probably would have got back and got a warrant.
But they did go get a warrant.
And then if he destroys it, well,
He had already erased the disc and everything else, but I think if this goes to court, he's going to come back against the city for false arrest.
well, I don't know if that, we're getting into some strange areas with,
I think go to a sensitation class for all the police officers.
we don't know, this, I don't know how it went down, and, they're certainly not going to tell us during the investigation, but
you listen to the news, of course, the news may be one way.
well, the news, I'm amazed how many times they screw up, and they never correct it, okay?
Oh, the news never screws up.
Geez,
It's the only place in the world where you can get weather reports 5 times in an hour.
I'm always amazed how they manage to say something I never said.
True.
They seem to be able to read my mind sometimes.
That's true.
But wrong.
Yeah, we're wrong, and I'm going, I don't know. All I know is I think when you got a camera, and they pretty much know it probably was running.
Right. Well,
They're just saying, hey,
really, because I've got a camera and it's not running.
but they don't know that,
That's true.
I can tell you that I won't tell you the names over the air, but there are other people who have gone head over heels to cooperate with the police.
True.
And
There's no doubt about that.
and turned their cameras over. And sometimes we didn't use them to our best advantage. That disappoints me. When you got people that want it, they say, hey, you know what, I got a camera.
Well, you know, it's the age out there. The people are afraid they'll be implicated in anything, and retribution is a lot of time and
But you know what the problem is, John?
retaliation and
What the problem, John, is, and you know this too, why you can't blame them, excuse me, why you can't blame them.
well, that's true. But you can look at the district attorney's office. One district attorney, assistant district attorney, he's going to be looked at through the state's attorney, and right away, 2 assistant attorneys retire or resign right away. That puts up a red flag in my mind. What is going on down there? I know he has a lot of district attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it makes me suspect of what is going on. You get one arrested by 2 police officers because he wanted their gun to shoot himself.
Yeah.
And then you find out he's handling mental cases for the district attorney. I mean, this throws off a lot of red flags.
Right.
But
get back to those people. I mean, if the only way they can take back their neighborhood is, and it's going to take courage by some people.
well, I'll tell you, when we were growing up, no one took our neighborhood. Everybody stayed in their own neighborhoods.
Well, you can remember the old saying in Little Italy.
That's right.
Nobody ever,
Nobody went there that wasn't supposed to.
and nobody ever monkeyed around with anybody down there.
That's right. Well, when I was growing up, 2nd Street, 3rd Street, 4th Street, 5th Street, East and West.
Because by the time the police were called, the matter was kind of like taken care of.
That's true.
Like what they call it, the worst case of suicide you ever seen?
Yes.
Guy walked into a wall. My God, how do you do that?
I don't know. I remember that big old black truck. Big old paddy wagon.
Black Mariah?
Yep. I remember a couple of guys, police officers, and their last initials beginning with K, and another great big German guy, and they had no problems. But then again, it's a different time today.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a calmer Erie.
Yeah. Hey, I saw that short council meeting.
Yeah.
It's most of everything going on in the back room again.
Not really.
And, but I figure let's see, you were there 15 minutes. You probably made $150 for those 15 minutes that day. But why are we getting a problem with whoever is inspecting these houses?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we have more people bid on that?
Well, that's what council. Did you watch a meeting?
I got some of it, and my kids started yapping at me, and I missed.
Well, I intended to vote no against it.
Well, you got to know, I can't see where the person they have now, if he inspects 2 houses, the inspection fee is so much, and he gets, what, $80?
I forget what the percentage is, but you're close. They get a fee.
I mean, why can't we have the code inspectors do it from the city?
Well, they did, John, and
Conflict of interest
they took it away years ago when they decided that
for 5 years.
they could do it better with a private company than paying our guys pensions. That was their theory then.
I don't think so.
But that was their theory, and they will claim it. So what council said was, the contract come up here, and I originally separated it out of the business, and I intended to vote no on it. And during the discussion, a lot of questions arose as to length of contract, which it wasn't presented to us at the meeting. And all we're doing is we're extending it at the mutual. I think the way it was. This is one of them where you can extend it another few years at both parties. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
But I think this council wants to look at other things, like maybe putting it out for bid, and we wanted to ask them some questions about.
I think that you should sit down.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of questions from the public, and
Whoever's inspecting, and set ground rules on the types of homes, the age of the homes, the size of the windows, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This all has to be brought into perspective.
well, that's the problem. We were hearing complaints that some people were handled with kid gloves, others not. we want to know what the length of the contract. So I intended in voting no, and that's why I separated it. And I'm glad that, the majority went along with tabling it, at least for a week. But
It should be longer than that. You look at these landowners that have these college kids renting. They've got 4 or 5 in there, and the places aren't zoned for rental, for multi-purpose rental houses. And you look in some of them, you got a ladder hanging out for a fire escape.
oh yeah, not to mention a lot of other things, but
That's true.
I mean the way they've treated some businesses around town that.
Well, that one guy sued and won.
Who was that?
They came in and inspected his place, and they wanted him to put a new step in, make his hallways wider and everything else.
Yeah.
You check with Zimmerman, you'll see where he won.
And then there's other buildings we get complaints on that are never touched.
That's true.
So I mean, I got a list of questions I'm going to ask them, and I have a good feeling that I'm still going to vote no. I don't know what the other members of council will do.
Oh, you got a guy down there that's been trying to help the revenue for the city with the houses and everything else, and council just stuck their nose in the air and let him battle.
Who, McGooey?
Dewey.
Well, I would, I always said to the administration and everybody that if you think McGooey's lying, call his bluff and have him present his data.
He brought facts and figures.
And, I have a funny feeling, John, you're probably right that if he is right, then what's it cost us, right?
It's true.
If he's wrong, you expose him. But I don't think he's wrong,
No, he's a very trustworthy man, and he just threw his hands in the air and quit coming.
Well, I think there's a lot of people that don't want to be touched, And
you got to pay your fair share. That's why the businesses aren't coming in. They're not getting all the KOZs. They're not getting a decent LERTA. They're just getting a high price of paying like 40%. Well, paying taxes, and 60% aren't paying taxes.
But that's why with this new project with VelocityNet, they're taking over the old Rothrock building.
And what are they going to get for doing that?
And buying Tony and Guys. Well, we're going to...
Guys and all that, right?
We're looking at extending him a loan, possibly,
Oh, you get that building all taken up real nice, they'll probably sell it to Gannon.
I hope not. But how can, you can never guarantee anything, but
No.
the fact that they're willing to come in town and, fix that building and take Tony and Guy and fix that up. They were talking about putting a restaurant in the bottom floor, kind of like dressing up the area.
Well, at least you'll have people working in the city. You'll be able to get the income tax from them working, even though they probably won't be living in the city.
Well, that's the problem. See, the income tax goes where you live.
That's true.
But what we got to do is,
Station tax.
when they talk about that $600 million that Buki was talking about, that's just not government money. That's private investment too.
That's true.
So if we can get like you got the Erie Insurances or the different companies that are going to invest in the area and pay taxes, that's a good thing. But the tax exempts are killing us, and that has to be done on a state level.
That's true.
I mean, like now we're going after the hotels. And it's about time because, there's no way in the world that a guy like Nick Scott should pay taxes. Tom Kennedy should pay taxes.
I think we should go after the colleges like Filippi wanted to, Gannon and Mercyhurst.
Well, I'm going to suggest it again.
Paying a fee.
It won't make me, I'll tell you what, it won't be on Gannon's list of distinguished alumni after I do this.
It won't be on Mercyhurst either.
Well, I didn't go there, but
still.
Gannon will probably kick me off their alumni roster after I pull this one. But
they get revenue.
But I think
town's making revenue.
But I think we have to, look at his idea about, charging students is not a bad idea.
Yeah, a one-time fee.
Yep.
I mean, they pay for parking down there anyways, and the city doesn't get any revenues from the parking.
Where's that at?
38th and Pine Avenue.
That is a weird situation.
Yes, it is.
I had our revenue officer look into it, and it seems like what's happening is that's owned by Keystone Oil.
Yes.
And they let Mercyhurst use it.
But Mercyhurst is charging the kids.
They say they're not.
Well, I'm sure they are.
They say it's like part of the tuition, so.
Well, if it's
And they say it's faculty, nobody's paying a fee.
figure what percent of the tuition it is, and that's what they're paying.
So it comes down if you want to fight them or not over,
True.
But yeah, it's a lot like, you heard what Gannon was doing with our amusement tax, didn't you?
Yep.
We used to have, I forget what the level of the ticket was. Anything below $5 or something like that was deemed not taxable under the amusement tax.
Okay.
So Gannon was like charging,
Underneath it.
yeah, they were charging like $4.90 for a ticket for a basketball game.
That's
Some stupid like that, that may not be the exact figure, but
Yeah.
That's true.
I'd laugh at those things. I go,
But Casey Wells was going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yet their Ticketron, they charge $12 to $13 for service charge.
and he charges a service charge too.
Yes.
Not just them. I mean, Ticketmaster does, but
And one more quick thing, and then I'm going to get off the air. As I was going over 38th Street the other day, close to Mercyhurst, one of the houses has a great big picture window in it, and lo and behold, good old Glory was flying upside down.
where's that?
Go over 38th Street, you'll see it. It's on the north side of the street.
Yeah, whereabouts though?
Oh, it's up around, I'm thinking about Reed Street area.
Oh, I haven't taken a look there. That's not very pleasant.
And, the Stars and Stripes should be up on the right-hand corner.
Yeah, upside down's a distress or making fun of the country.
Well, upside down is you're surrendering.
Yeah, and it's making fun of the country.
True. But at least the kids across the street where I'm at have a sign that says, "Go Braves."
Go what?
Braves.
Oh, hey, did you see the grass is cut at 900 block?
Yeah, it looked good. And I saw a guy there this morning cutting the landlords of the house next door.
Yeah, 900. But I said, my God, you got to get that cut before, it's an embarrassment.
I'm surprised he even had a porch there. Jim Casey would be happy.
You couldn't find it with all the weeds, though, right?
Couldn't see the porch before. But have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, John.
Yeah, the thing with the flag, I mean, that's isn't that a federal offense? Or is it another one of those you can't back it up?
There's a flag code. I don't know if they've actually ruled that, and this is, to some veterans, it's really
It's just
outrageous.
It's outrageous
But,
to the veterans.
burning the flag is called freedom of expression now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But don't tell some old veteran that.
Yeah. No, it's disrespectful, and they shouldn't do it. But in today's society, nobody cares about anything. It seems so.
Well, it's like when the athletes wrap the flag around their body.
Yeah.
That's really not allowed. But you got to take it in the spirit they're doing it.
Yeah.
They're actually.
Yeah. I mean, in some instances, it's okay. It's not. They're not trying to be disrespectful.
No, I mean that's why that's when you look the other way because you say
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, but you're right. Hanging a flag upside down, it's either they're disrespecting the country or it is an SOS.
I can remember when I was in the Army, some kid sewed the American flag on his back pocket. Wasn't good.
Yeah.
Besides getting a swift kick,
Yeah.
it was during the 60s and 70s.
Back in those days, you don't.
Yeah, that was frowned upon, but
Damn hippies.
hey, I was watching the Olympics very carefully.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, it's not a law that you have to salute the flag. It really isn't.
Right.
But you watch some of these people
Yeah.
that represent the country, and 90% of them, stood at attention, put their
Right.
put their hand over their heart. It was touching. The best one, though, I'm going to send it to you. There's a pole vaulter running down the track.
Mm-hmm.
I got to check if this is legit.
Yeah.
He drops the pole and comes to attention. And they claim it's because he was a lieutenant in the United States Army.
Yeah.
He was pole vaulting at the Olympics. So while he was pole vaulting, they just, they're playing music in the background.
Yeah.
And they were giving awards out, so they were playing the national anthem.
Right.
And like soldiers are told,
Yeah.
he stops, He drops his pole,
Yeah.
faces the flag, looking for it, and stands there.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever happened to him.
Yeah.
I hope they didn't call that an attempt, you know.
No.
But it was a moment that I'm going to send it to you. It's one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think people should be allowed to, respect their country if that's what they want to do. And if they don't want to, I mean, I guess people have the freedom not to as well. So
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to determine.
It does infuriate some people.
It does. It does. But I want to get back to the video thing. I don't know why people wouldn't just turn in the video footage. Where I work, I've recorded so many things going wrong, and I've turned it in every time.
I have a feeling they were frightened.
Yeah.
But this is why things happen the way they do happen.
Yeah.
Because everybody's the bad guys are winning.
Yeah.
And I think people watch too much TV with NCIS and everything, and they go, "Oh my!" Not NCIS, but CSI.
Those types of shows.
Yeah, they think, "Well, cops can solve everything." Fingerprints, powder analysis, and
They need people's help.
but
People need to.
yeah. At the end of the
stand
day,
up.
the little departments like Erie, we don't have. Not even the big departments have all that equipment.
Yeah.
It comes down to I can remember there was an incident at the courthouse where somebody had removed one of the veterans' stones. I don't know how they did it. They're heavy.
Yeah.
They figured it was a couple big kids that did it.
Yeah.
Big weightlifter type kids.
Right.
Yeah, they moved it off center a little bit. So they tried everything. They had cameras on various businesses and colleges around the area.
Right.
Just couldn't get the right angle, but everybody cooperated. That's.
Yeah. They get them.
No, they couldn't because it was one of those things. The cameras weren't there,
Yeah.
and nobody saw it. It was probably late at night. So I mean, when you got cameras though, like you have a situation where
Yeah.
if you got it captured, you say, why don't people cooperate? Well, they're in fear, and while you can't blame them, it's not going to take. Things are not going to change.
Right. Unless people actually stand up.
I remember an elderly gentleman was telling me years ago, way back, he said, this neighborhood's going to change. He was talking about areas over in the lower west side, and he said, there's just no respect for people like me, the elderly, or anything,
Yeah.
And this is long before we had cameras and cell phones as prolific as we do, but
Times are definitely changing.
nobody wants to talk, so things stay the same,
I say we shut down the internet. Turn it off.
But it does present its own problems.
Yeah. I think so. I think we're breeding a whole culture of people that don't know how to deal with people because they're on the other side of a keyboard.
That's true.
They don't know what real life is. They don't know what real suffering is. They think that their internet speed is slow, so they're suffering. That's not suffering. That's insane. Kids these days think that they got it hard. And yeah, some of them do. Some kids have bad home situations and stuff at school and drama and stuff. It's true, but it's not. There's been suffering before, so these days these kids have nothing to complain about. And it's all because they're on the Facebooks and the YouTubes, as I call it, and they think that they know everything.
And I'm always amazed when you get people doing good in the community and somebody's complaining because they didn't do enough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
First of all, they don't have to do anything.
Yeah, people won't bother telling you when you're doing a good job, but they'll sure speak up when they think you're doing something wrong. You should tell people that they're doing a good job now and then. Go to meet somebody random on the street and be like, hey, you do a good job. I see what you're doing there. You do a good job. I do that all the time. I've been in a lot of different situations. I've worked a lot of different jobs. And I'll be in a grocery store and I'll be like, hey, you're doing really good. I don't know if anybody ever tells you, but you're okay.
He had a football player yesterday. He was handing out bags to the kids.
Yeah.
He ran out of bags. I hope nobody complained because
Yeah. They might, but people just got to be nicer. People got to stop being jerks for no reason, cutting people off. I don't know. The society has definitely changed from the way it used to be, and there has to be a way to
Well,
reel
it's
it
a
in.
me society.
It's definitely a me society. It's not about you. It's about me. It's not. You don't have to be that way. Sure, self-preservation is important, but not to the point where you shun everyone and everything, and you don't care about anybody. You have to care.
I got another meeting tonight, I believe, so what will maybe have you an update with,
Is that a neighborhood?
the bus situation.
Oh yeah.
See what happens.
Speaking of,
The ongoing perils of Pauline.
I don't know what that is. Perils of Pauline.
It's an old saying from the old days. Tuning every week for a new conclusion.
Those radio plays. Wow. I don't think I've ever heard an actual radio play.
Do you have Sirius Radio? Oh, that's
No,
why.
I do not.
I'll put you in the car someday when we take a ride.
Okay.
I'll play it for you.
We'll drive around looking at the city.
But yeah, I was pleased that a lot of the things we've been complaining about are slowly getting cleaned up.
Well,
Not everything, but
Yeah.
we're,
12th and Peach.
what's that? Oh, well, that's an ongoing mess.
That's an ongoing. One of these days, in the middle of the night, I'm just going to go load up all the tires and throw them out. I'm just going to take them.
Where are you going to put them though?
I don't know. Wherever they take tires.
Nobody takes them anymore, hardly.
No, I don't think so.
And you
Not
see,
for free.
that presents its own little problem.
It does. Well, as a matter of fact, I have a friend who's like really into gardening and stuff. I could take all those tires and you could actually put them on the ground, fill them with dirt, and plant individual little garden things in them. So they have a use. You can recycle them and do stuff with them. So maybe that's a
What are you
possibility.
using them for? Put on the side of docks and piers.
Yeah, put them on the side of the docks.
They were
turn
chewing
into
them up for.
swings for kids. I don't know.
But then,
Anything's possible.
then they got into trouble because they were chewing them up for like playgrounds
Yeah,
and athletic fields. Those little. You ever watch those
sure.
little pellets that fly up in the air when they get tackled? You never seen that?
Not really.
Watch a football game,
Yeah.
and when the guys, you'll see them stop or hit the ground. You'll see like little black powder flying up in the air.
Oh, okay.
That's those pellets, chewed
Yeah.
up tires.
All right.
Now they're finding out that it's not good for. It gets in your lungs. You inhale them. It's not good for the kids on playgrounds. So what they thought was a solution
Yeah.
is now a problem.
Yeah.
So now what do you do? From what I hear, I guess if you bury a tire, it actually floats to the surface. In time, I don't know.
Okay.
But the trouble with old tires are, water gets stored in there and you get mosquitoes.
Yeah, definitely stagnant.
So what do you do with old tires? I mean,
That's
you
it.
burn them and they're a problem.
We're gonna bring back the tire burning plant. We're just gonna have them come back. That'll bring in some revenue. Get rid of the
But we're not
tires.
going through that. We're not going through that again.
Let's just do it. No? Okay. I guess we won't.
But I mean, it does. It does bring up when you think about it. What do you do with them?
I don't know. I mean, okay, so you can't use them.
I think they can. I think they actually put them. If I heard right, they actually put them in road surface.
Yeah.
They chew them up and mix them with the blacktop.
I would think that would be a good idea. That would be fine.
But you can only do so much of that.
So what we should do is make rubber roads and concrete tires. That would be awesome.
It's just that man produces more garbage than he knows how to.
The United States produces more garbage than the entire world put together.
Well, you figure, everybody has 2 and 3 cars now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When I was a kid, it was the opposite. You're lucky you had 1 car.
Yeah.
And now you got multiple TVs with electronic.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was lucky to have one TV. Now everybody's got a TV in every room.
What do you do with all this stuff?
Yeah, exactly. You can't bury it all because there's only so much land.
I ran into one of your buddies the other day with you at the Fix-It place.
Oh, yeah?
I'm trying to think who it was now, but...
One of my buddies. I don't know. Where were you? Where'd you run into him?
Somewhere. I just run into people all the time, but
Wow. Hardware store?
no.
Okay.
You still are into that, right?
Oh, yeah, I'd go every Thursday. Probably go tonight, probably go tomorrow night. Gives me something to do. Keeps me off the streets. No,
Why, you need to be kept off the street?
I need to be kept off the
You do?
streets. I'm dangerous. Yes, I am.
What?
One. One is the loneliest number, Mike. I'm just letting you know.
Who's saying that?
I don't know the band.
Chicago, I think.
Chicago? One is also the loneliest minute because it means we're done for the day.
60 seconds.
60 seconds. Isn't that a TV show?
60 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I was being facetious. That's the word.
My
of
wife
the
is
day.
happy the Olympics are over.
Oh, yeah. I didn't pay any attention. I didn't care.
I mean, when I start watching archery, you know that I'm into it pretty deep.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. I seriously am out of words.
Well,
And
it
we're
was
out of
kind of a
minutes.
light show today, but
It was
you
a
never
light show,
know.
not a lot of calls, but we did have a viewer from Ohio. He waved. He's actually here.
What parts of Ohio is he from?
That would be Akron area.
Oh, home of LeBron James.
LeBron. Actually, he lives right down the street from LeBron James.
He did? And he used to make tires,
He's
too.
in the neighborhood.
He used to, speak of tires, he used to make them there,
Oh, really?
right? Was a tire capital.
Is Cleveland the rubber city? No, who doesn't?
Forest City.
Akron? Akron's the rubber city.
And Cleveland's a forest city.
And on that note,
See you again here next, same channel?
if I'm allowed, yes, I'll be back.
You will be.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9.